and see was that made a claim. And if there was a claim, that would be insurance fraud. You can't make a claim on insurance and bring you in court and sue you for the very claim that you got insured for. Same thing with the mortgage and the auto loan. All right, and this is why this class is so important about juridical linguistics against connotative incarceration, because they economically incarcerate you on paper. Because all paper, if you look in law, right? Look up the word paper, because P-A-P-E-R. Yes, Brother Rob.
Yeah, municipal bonds are insured too.
That's
by
right.
companies called reassurance.
That's right.
Companies.
That's right.
They insure insurance companies.
That's right. That's right. And there's a company also called MERS. I'm not talking about the one for the mortgage. I'm talking about Municipal Employees Retirement System. That's another annuity too that covers the muni or the municipal coverage. You see the word paper?
Yes. Paper, any written or printed document or instrument. A negotiable document or instrument evidencing a debt, especially commercial documents or negotiable instrument considered as a group.
All right. So, yes.
What type of dictionary is that?
Oh, that is the 7th edition of the Black's Law Dictionary. There are like 10 editions. That's just one out of the 10, so that's the 7th edition. All right, again, as I said earlier, there are like other editions. Abdullah's gonna hold up 1 or 2. If he can hold them up, they're heavy.
So what you like the Black's Law Dictionary, and what else dictionary do you refer to?
Oh, well, the green one is the 4th edition, the black one is the 5th edition, and the red one is the 7th edition. All right? And so I have, can you pick up the other 2 dictionaries? The little ones, yes, the little ones. You can put the other one down. Yeah, thank you. And hold up the other ones. And I meant to mention this in class. It's just so much be on my mind. These other 2 dictionaries that I'm talking about here, this is the Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. That's a dictionary that everybody should have.
Finance and investment terms.
Yes, Finance and Investment Terms. That's from Barron's. The guy from Dollar Jones, he put that one. The one from Wall Street, he put that one together. This is the reason why I emphasize that dictionary. All right. The other one on the left hand of Yahya is the Banking Dictionary.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm doing tonight, brother, and thank you for that, that's why I said I like when you talk to me, because you invoke my thought. There's things I need to tell you, but sometimes I can be concentrating on the concepts and how to get this concept over to your thoughts. But those dictionaries, brother, are very important to have those dictionaries because, like for instance, like the Dictionary of investment terms, that one, there's a beautiful definitions in that dictionary that you may not find in Black's Law, because these are financial dictionaries. Now you may find some financial terms in the Black's Law, and then you have your regular Webster's New World College Dictionary. You would also find some investment terms here too. So what I'm saying is, I do veritable research in different dictionaries to give me the best result of information that I'm looking for. All right, so I thank you for that, brother.
And what linguistic reference do you use?
Thank you again, because next week I'm going to give that as a handout, as sources. Because see, what I want y'all to do, I should have did it today. So much going on, running in out these courts. Because then I would give you some homework. The next week we'll talk about it, because that's what I should have done today, because that's another good question you gave. The linguistic terms are what we need to see. Now, what I do is I point out, like for instance, that dictionary, which you know is loaded with words. Then you say where to start, where can I go, where can I comprehend, what road that I should take, so I can unfold my comprehension of what I'm looking at. I would specifically give you certain words to look at, because I already know what words for you to look at, right? So you can see how things can unfold, all right? So, a good example, earlier, I don't think, was you here earlier in the first class?
Me?
Yes.
No, no.
All right, so let me give you an example earlier, based upon what you asked me. We use the word traffic, because in the first class we talked about traffic. So, if you look up the word traffic in the dictionary, you're going to see the word commerce. The 3 words you need to see, all right? Because I will give you the words, because I want you to see it. All the other words, it can be a distortion. But if I give you the words, what I want you to see, you'll say, oh, I see what you're saying now. Because that's direct. Other ones can just throw you off. If I say traffic, there's 3 words that I want you to see in traffic. Commerce, trade, and exchange. That's why I said I hope you're taking notes. Those are the 3 words you need to see, because you're getting a traffic ticket. So if you're getting a traffic ticket, I just gave you the 3 concepts. This is juridical linguistics that I'm giving you now, right? How do you defend yourself in court? Orally or on paper with those 3 words? Well, if you look at your license and you look at your license plate and your registration, do you have commercial plates?
No.
You follow me what I'm saying? So there can be no traffic infraction because you don't have traffic plates, commercial license.
But if you had a CDL, you
I'm gonna show you something, but let's take it one at a time.
okay.
Because I don't want you to you see what you just did? We're gonna get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I want, no, don't apologize, brother. I just try to get you to see that, and that's good that you're thinking, I like that. But I don't want you to lose focus of what I'm trying to show you first. Because now, let's deal with you not having these traffic instruments as opposed to you having the CDL. So let me deal with one at a time first. So you have a driver's license, you don't have a commercial license, you don't have a commercial plates, all right? Because what you just said was CDL. But we're not talking about CDL, we want to talk about what you didn't have. But the police stopped you, gave you what? A traffic ticket. But we didn't think to say, why would I get a traffic ticket when I don't got commercial plates, I don't got a CDL, and I don't have CDL registration? You follow what I'm saying? So when you read the definition, it's going to say something about subject of transportation or transporting to and fro peoples, animals. You're going to see all that. But you're not going to equate that that's a commercial activity, like a truck transporting horses or a taxi transporting people. You see what I'm saying? So that still goes back to what? CDL. You see what I'm saying? So it's still a traffic issue. So if you don't have a CDL, you can't be into a traffic infraction. All right? From that aspect. Now let's talk about CDL. If you have a CDL, what main thing that protects you is your insurance. You follow me? So if an officer does stop you and have a CDL, who's the injured party? You follow me? Because you didn't wear your seatbelt, right? Or you didn't switch lanes right. All right? Because you know you can get any kind of infraction based upon what the officer said that you did. But my point is, you have insurance. So just like a car accident, if you had a collision, people get out, God forbid if you're safe, and exchange insurance information, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody goes to jail, right? Nobody goes to court, right? But all of a sudden you get stopped with a simple traffic ticket, and if you don't go to court, you can go to jail. If you don't pay the ticket, you get your license suspended. You see what I'm saying? You get all the hardship that goes along with it. But I said, well, damn. When I had an accident, nobody died, but the car was injured badly. But nobody went to jail. Nobody went to court. We just exchanged insurance information. So how do we exchange insurance information to a simplified traffic ticket or a parking ticket, and then all of a sudden you go to jail? Then you gotta get bail. Then you gotta get an attorney. But that didn't happen when you had a car accident. So we're not thinking to say, well, Well, how can that be when the insurance is taking care of all that? So if you're saying that I injured you, well, I have insurance to help. So that we don't need to go to court. Just to give you an idea what's going on. CDL or non-CDL. The insurance covers both sides. Commercial and non-commercial. The insurance covers both sides. So I'm just getting you to see, you think that they're extorting money from our people because they know that we don't have the juridical linguistics to keep us from being put into a connotative incarceration. All right? That's what's going on. So you get the concept, you get the idea? So what I'm saying, brother, to conclude to this, is that you should never be paying a traffic or parking ticket. That's what I'm saying to you. If you really comprehend what I'm saying to you here tonight, and know the functions of how your insurance works, you should realize that you should not be paying no parking ticket or no traffic ticket. Because if somebody's claiming that you had violated something, right, you have insurance to indemnify who's ever making a claim against you. So a traffic ticket is a lawsuit. A parking ticket is a lawsuit. We don't see it like that, but that's basically what it is. But I'm giving it to you in another way so you can see it, because I know that we are so indoctrinated in our minds of how we keep following this pattern. Run into the window, paying. Run into the window, oh, I got points on my license. All right, I deal with all that stuff. You know? Because earlier, I was talking about this, because you this is the first time you came into this class. And this is an affidavit, because the police officer, he gives you the traffic ticket. He don't submit an affidavit or oath of office that's attached to his ticket. But you have to do that. And if his affidavit can rebut your affidavit, then the case has to be dismissed and it stands as law. All right, so this is why we talked about this in last class. So I have to bring this up again for you so you have an idea. So you get the concept, the idea?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Now, how successful have people been that tested the system in such a way? Then,
Chief, your success is 100%. You know why? Because you have insurance. I know a brother, he didn't have any of those things on his car in Jersey. Got arrested, got billed out, came back to that same Jersey court with insurance, and they threw out no plates, no license, no registration. He had about 5 tickets. That insurance covers all of that. Because what I'm saying is, if you injured somebody, you have to show some form of insurance that if they're going to make a claim, they can make the claim on the insurance. So now the state is indemnified from any damages because it's a civic duty to have insurance. That's what we're saying.
Mandate.
Exactly. It's a civic duty. That's not just a mandate, which is true.
Money for the
But-
corporations.
Excuse me?
More money for the corporations.
See, this is why I like you to talk to me. Now, here's the headbanger. And I didn't say this in the first class. But see, when you don't talk to me, you're not invoking thought for me to tell you something. This is what I teach. I should have brought the book with me. Self-insurance. Because we have to stop paying this insurance company our money. You got a young brother right there, he may want to drive a car. First thing they're going to say is his age. Say he's 19, right? And he's the first time he's a driver. His insurance is going to be $1,500 a month. Easy, all right? But I can help that young man, which he don't even realize that I can talk to him in his classroom. I know everything that I'm saying here, he may not think that it apply to him. But if he's ready to drive that car, and he say, man, the insurance is high, I can't afford that. I gotta have a good paying job. I can buy the car, but I can't drive it without it being insured. You follow me? Yep. So I can appeal to that brother right there. Because everything I'm saying today, he may not even realize that I'm talking to him too. All right? So let me talk to him. If he wants a car that he wants to insure and he can't afford that insurance, he can get self-insurance. You can insure your own car. Get your own bond and your own insurance. All right? And you give it to motor vehicle and you can travel. Did you know that all these municipalities are self-insured and the people is not? Can you imagine? all over the country, all the ambulance, the fire department, the detectives, you just name all public services right around sanitation, they're all self-insured. Yes, Rob.
I noticed on some of the city vehicles, the tags, they have apportioned,
Yes,
apportioned,
yes,
apportioned.
yes.
And I was
yes.
wondering what that was.
Yeah, because of the fact that has something to do with liability. That's what that deal with. When you see that, that's about liability. So again, what I do is bring this knowledge forth to say, listen, all of y'all who is traveling in a land vessel can be self-insured. So now, that $1,000 a month you paying based upon your age, or $700 a month, that money now can go in your pocket. Matter of fact, you can take that money, buy a bond, put it on the market, and let it generate dividends for you. So that way, if any accident happens, you can take that money and pay the accident and still keep your stuff intact.
Say it again.
You see what I'm saying? This is some serious stuff, brother. This is serious. This is, again, juridical linguistics against connotative incarceration. Because if anybody here who's driving a car and you got to get state insurance, you are being incarcerated with your equity. Your equity is now locked up into some insurance company and you can't get your money out until you have an accident. Some people burn up the car, lose the car, and try to get the money. You see what I'm saying? I mean, they say it's not legal, but what they're doing to us is not legal, but you don't know that. Yes?
Could you speak on the insurance bonds of a police officer? And how do the people go after that when they're shooting and killing up all the people? How do you go after their insurance bonds? What is the insurance bond? How do you go after it and how do you stop them in their tracks?
All right, good question, and that's an excellent question. First of all,
because I keep hearing about it, but I don't understand the ABCs of it.
all right, this is what we're going to do. This is what you're talking about.
Public officers bond.
That's what it is. A police officer, right, is a title. The person who did the damage in the, all right, this all relates, thank you.
Official capacity.
Official capacity, that's correct. Did it in their individual capacity. You have an official capacity and an individual capacity. What happened is this. You can't sue directly the office, right? Put that right here, all right? Because the office didn't do damage to you. So that's where we go wrong and why we not here. That's why it's fell on deaf ears. Because we going at the wrong entity. So you asked a good question. So what should we be going after? Should we go after the official or the individual?
The individual.
Because the official is referring to the office, not the individual. The individual is in office. So this becomes his
The officer's bond because it becomes what is qualified immunity.
That's right. Because that comes, the bond goes with the office. It doesn't belong to the individual, it belongs to the office. So that's why we hitting and missing. We hitting, thinking that we hitting it, and then we wind up missing because we didn't realize that we're not going after the individual, we too busy going after the officer. So that's why when you bring the suit, you have to bring it in his official and individual capacity. But what you want to attack is, and the reason why you want to bring it in his official, because the respondent superior
Fine.
is a doctrine, right, where his superior,
Respond what? Respond.
responded superior doctrine. The responded superior doctrine, which means this officer's superior should be responding to the wrongs that the officer did. So that's why you hit him with the official capacity to give the office notice of his conduct. You know, like for instance, if a police officer did something wrong, we should be going to internal affairs. File a civilian complaint with the police department, and you file a complaint with the internal affairs, which is two separate offices. Because the internal affairs investigate the conduct of the police officer. Most of us don't know about the internal affairs because they have to see if they're conducting their protocols proper with that officer, if that officer is operating in the proper conduct. All right, so that's a protocol that most of us don't know about. All right, I have to go to this protocol with you so you can get an idea what I'm talking about. Now, that's just from the official side. And the individual side that you just asked me about, what you have to do is find out how many cars this dude owns, how many houses this dude owns. You follow me? What you're doing is attacking him personally. And that's what we don't do.
You don't know.
I know that's what I'm saying. You asked me, so I'm telling you. That's true. You asking me, I'm telling you. You asking
It's
the
not
question.
public knowledge.
No, it is public knowledge.
But it's with-
Yes.
I was gonna say something.
Yes.
Public knowledge, so how would that individual locate that public office or public officer or public servant, his or her information?
All right.
Where would they go?
It is public knowledge. The problem is you are unaware that it's public knowledge.
Right.
All right?
Or
Give me
you
a
should
good
go
example.
after it.
I'll give it, I'm about to share it with you, sis. You asked me about that shit. What I'm saying is, you can do freedom of information requests. We all are aware of freedom of information requests.
Right to
We just
know.
don't know the power to use it. Because we don't know that we can use it. That is one factor. Like for instance, let me ask you this question. If a person owns a house, where that house is registered at?
City Hall,
That's correct.
deeds.
That's correct.
From the deeds.
That's correct. So if this officer's name is John Doe, and he lives in a particular county, you can go to City Hall and see if he owns property. Bingo, you find out that he owns property.
Right.
So now you can put a lien on his property, and then he realized that you making a claim against him for the damage he did to you.
Well,
Oh,
Oh.
you follow me? Yes.
well, isn't that what they did with OJ after and then they wanted to sue him? Also?
But we know what he did though, right?
Well, he did some maneuvers to stop it.
Yes,
But I mean,
but
basically,
no,
this is
no,
what
what
they
did he
did.
do?
What did he do?
What did he do?
See, I don't want to hear about no maneuvers.
What
What did he do?
Oh, okay, I don't remember.
Let me tell you what he did.
Uh,
He took a mortgage on the house.
Meaning?
He took a mortgage on his house. What do you mean? I mean,
But how does that stop them from taking his house?
because he's the first, whoever the bank is the first lien holder to that asset. So whoever's suing him never got an opportunity to put a lien on the property to become secure to that property. So, oh, you suing me? Let me get a mortgage. Now that stops you from taking my property. It didn't stop you from having a judgment. Your judgment can still be on public record at the county clerk's office. But the mortgage is on my property. So the judgment cannot take my property because it's mortgaged to the bank. Now it belongs to the bank. So the judgment is not against the bank, it's against me. But I get the money from the bank.
Oh, so they got the money from the bank?
OJ gets
No,
the
OJ
money
got the
from the
money
bank.
from the bank
Oh,
because
okay.
he took out the money.
Oh, okay,
First in
I got
time,
you.
first
But they
in
couldn't
line.
That's right,
take it.
that's right,
Because
that's right. OJ got the money for the bank, but they can't take the house. So what he did was, he took the equity out of his house, right? And I don't know what he did with it, but of course they didn't get it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what he did. He took a mortgage on it to shut them down from trying to take his house through a civil case. He won the criminal case, but he lost the civil case. But to protect his assets, he took a mortgage out on it. That shuts it down. All right? But what I'm saying to your question earlier, you go after him individually. You can go to motor vehicle, put a freedom of information request because it's public record. You can find out how much cars he got. You can put liens on his titles of his car. All right? You can put liens on his house. All right? You can freeze his bank account if he has a bank account. All right? They got private investigators. I mean, right now the technology is so off the chain today, we really don't have any excuse. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I could probably go with it. But today, oh my goodness, they can put your telephone number in and find all your information. They got so much hackers out there. Pay a hacker. A hacker finds his information for you.
Got that right. Real quick.
You know, I know what I'm talking about. So it's not hard to break down this quote-unquote police officer who's doing this to our people. The problem is, how could we have so much technology out there that we're not recognizing that we can destroy police officers who destroy our families? We can destroy them. We can take them. We can put them in a position where they can't work no more and make them destitute. Because if the justice system is not going to justify the damage that this officer caused, we can bring our own justifications against them. We can do that. The people can come against them. You see what I'm saying? So, but again, like you said earlier, we didn't know. So this is the reason why they're getting away with it. And then another factor is too that we don't know people is getting paid off. So we think that it just went away. All right? Like what's that brother in Florida?
Trayvon?
His family got paid off.
Or just be
Yes,
quiet.
Prince
be
paid.
quiet and go away.
Prince paid him.
Prince paid.
Yeah. Prince gave money to the family.
To be
The
quiet
Prince,
and
the
go
guy.
away.
Excuse me?
To be
I
quiet.
didn't say that. That's what you said.
Right.
I'm just trying to get you to see that.
You mean Prince paid them?
Before,
I don't understand.
yes, you do. You comprehend. Listen to what I'm saying. If somebody,
Said Prince paid them.
I'm trying to finish, so you keep saying
Okay,
Prince
go
paid him,
ahead.
Prince paid him. I'm trying to go ahead. What I'm saying to you, sis, is because the family didn't get justice, and a brother like Prince, he was being benevolent towards the family by giving them money for their damages since the authorities wouldn't do the right thing. So he did right by them. All right? That was the goodness of his heart. You follow me? Like a philanthropist. He gave them money. You see what I'm saying? So nothing was become of it because Prince, he did right by the family. You see what I'm saying? With all those millions of dollars he had, he said, listen here, you know, because I didn't like what they did to your family. He was just showing his condolences. You know how we say, my condolences to you and your family? Well, he gave money as his condolences. People have different ways of giving condolences. So that's what I'm trying to say. So you're saying, well, why would he give money? Because that's just his hospitality.
I don't know what you said.
That's what I'm trying to say. All right? So what I'm saying is that when those things, and a lot of that occurred around the country that we are unaware of.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? A lot of us not aware of these things. Plenty of these celebrities have given up money to damaged families that we'd be unaware of. You see what I'm saying? So then, and then it never become anything of it because they know that the justice system, the judicial system, as I wrote about earlier, they're not going to do right by the families. You see what I'm saying? So I thank Most High for people like Prince and others like him to say, listen, sister here, even though you had a loss, this can't bring back your son or your daughter, but here's $1 million. Try to be comfortable. A lot of that's going. A lot of us don't know that that's going on. I'm aware of it. See what I'm saying? But a lot of us ain't aware of these things. You see what I'm saying? Because it was a tragic event that happened. So now you know. Yes. Now you know what to do. Any questions? Yes.
Okay, so what is the thing about having to, because I thought you had to be in your proper standing to do any of that, so you don't have to.
You're talking about a status, and I don't want to confuse one with the other, but it is connected. It is connected because what happens is this. All right, because you brought out a good point. I like that. This is what you're talking about. Status determines your what? Standing. So that can mean what is your financial level. All right, everybody here has a certain financial level. All right, you can increase this. All right, which means when you increase your financial status, you increase your financial level. All right, so it is connected, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be connected. All right, but 9 to the 10 is connected. All right, so depending on what your financial stats is, would be considered to be your standing. You follow me? Because we're talking about classes, all right? Like what category of class in finance level you are. How do they determine that? They determine that by your credit level. We said that earlier. Depending on your credit status, all right? Certain status, it comes automatically, like being the president. You see his financial status, all right? Like for instance, this is what it's called, so you know what's going on. This is what it's called. Doing it wrong. This is what it's called. Excuse me. It's called what?
Social Security.
That's a status. A lot of us don't recognize that, but that's a status. If you're making over 118,500, right? You no longer fall within the social status of Social Security. Anything under 118,500, they will take out what you call the Social Security what? Taxes.
Wow.
Because you fall within that bracket. All right? So that's a financial status. All right? So it's very important that when you do talk about status, you can't talk about status without talking what?
Finance.
Finance. So they do go hand in hand. Not necessarily they have to go hand in hand, but they do, like a police officer. The reason why he's getting away with it, because he has a financial status. His financial status is that he has a public bond. All right, and it goes with the office. It doesn't go with his individuality. It goes with the office, because when he comes out of office, he does no longer have qualified immunity. You follow me? So that's a very good point that you brought out for me as a question. Yes, brother.
To piggyback off of what she just questioned, would there be a political
Yes.
levels?
Yes. Same thing, because all politicians, based upon what you asked me, is over 118,500. So they don't even get Social Security benefits. They're in a different category because of their status. So that's a very good point in politics. So now you see why they don't got respect for people in Social Security. Because they're making decisions that effectuate me and you because they're not getting their benefits out of the pot. But I guarantee you, if they was in the pot, they'll make it very beneficial for you and them. You see what I'm saying? So that's a very good point that you brought out.
Excuse me, he said again, all politicians make over 100.
Yes. Yes, all politicians. Yes. So that's why I'm, Yes. Any questions? Yes.
Okay, so, not to get all into it, but my son was getting Social Security.
Yes.
And they kept, every time it was time for him to come out of the system, they kept coming up with whatever to put him back in.
All right.
Or was it because he was on Social Security?
The reason why is because they're getting funding. Because I always tell people, don't think that your son is on social services. They are too on social services, because it threw me to the floor one day when I seen a social worker's identification card, looked just like the one who's on social security. So they get the same, what I'm saying is the person who's on social services and the person who works for social services is no different, because they're both on social services. One is just getting the benefit of not working, and the other one is working to get the benefits. But they're both getting the same money out of the same pot.
Right.
Because they work in the same program.
Right.
So there's no difference between the two. The only thing is one is working and one ain't working.
Right.
But they work in the Department of Social Services. Right. So what I'm saying is that it's like a car dealership. You trying to sell cars, all right? So you try to get as many customers as possible. Right. So your son is considered to be a customer,
right.
All right? So if they lose him, they lose that account.
Right.
You follow me? So that's why they do it, because
right.
long as he's on it, they're getting money. That department is getting money. See, people don't realize that it's a double-edged sword how this thing works. Because if anybody was offered,
right.
that office is shut down.
Right.
So they need people to come in, right. to be on it. So they're going to find ways to say, oh, he's mentally retarded, he got a disability in the foot, you know what I'm saying, you know, he has a speech impediment. They're going to come up with all these variables just to bring that money in. Right. Because that means